Fala pessoal, de boa, continuando a nossa gameplay do Starfield, de onde paramos. Bom, no último vídeo a gente tava aqui ainda em Nova Atlântida, né? E agora a gente vai descer ali pra uma reunião secreta, tá? Com uma pessoa também que a gente nem sabe quem é ainda. Então, possivelmente deve ser muito importante aqui da UC, beleza? Então, chegamos na localização aqui e vamos prosseguir com os procedimentos.
I've lived in New Atlantis almost my entire life, and I had no idea this place even existed. The UC certainly excels at keeping secrets.
Logging authorized entry, unsealing access. You may proceed down the corridor. But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
I'll be fine. You go on ahead. You've got something for me?
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat. President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get, which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am? Perceptive. I like that. I'm Francois Sanon, but most know me as Vivictus. I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes, but the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here, a sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies. To warrant my execution, the official charges I faced after the war were twofold. The first was the destruction of civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne, a battle during which those civilian ships were actively attacking my fleet. The other was ordering the bombing of the Londinian spaceport to halt the spread of the Terramorph outbreak there. The city and its citizens were lost, but countless others likely saved. And for doing what was right, I was put on trial, and my life irrevocably changed. One final act of rebellion by the leadership that lost the Colony War. The trial was authentic. I faced tribunal with dignity, but my execution, staged. A lethal injection that was anything but. The cabinet at the time, long gone now, wished to keep me on as an advisor, and considering the other option, I was in no place to refuse. So I elected to trade my freedom for my continued existence. But such is the life of a soldier. Very astute. That's my daughter. My progeny. You've been working alongside. Has she shared with you the nature of our little family? Did she? So willing to trust Hadrian. I never did succeed in driving that out of her. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established. and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do. It was an attempt by the United Colonies to solidify its own legacy, forging a new generation of great leaders. They were raised by adoptive families made up of scholars and tacticians, trained at the United Colonies' greatest scientific and military academies, displayed incredible promise. But by the time the Colony War came to a close, there was only Hadrian. But that's ancient history now. You have much more pressing matters at hand, with which I can help. After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the Colony War. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with. Well, who better to find them? But many of them I knew personally, and I've always had a mind for details. Where someone was born, next of kin. You'd be shocked how often an otherwise brilliant criminal flees to the planet just next to the one where they were born, or where a family member resides. I simply use my own personal knowledge and the information our group collects for me to track them down and set things right. There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlaise. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colonies' more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the Colony War ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know. Captain, your files indicate a track record of unlikely successes. It is my genuine hope that, perhaps down the line, you might become a part of our team. And this might be something of a tryout. Speak to Deputy McIntyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying up this loose end at long last. Though I would ask you, do not make the mistake of confusing me for a simple cutthroat. You can certainly try, but the man's been out there 20 years. He's likely gone feral by now. Easier for all if you simply blow up his ship and be done with it. If that's what you require to sleep at night, so be it. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria, Wolf System. There's a star station in the vicinity, the Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
Beleza, né? Então a gente tem o opcional ali de falar com a suplente só pra ter certeza que o cara não é uma vítima qualquer, né? Vamos lá.
Identity verified. You may proceed to the exit.
Captain, did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the secrecy. Surprised me too when I learned it, but the prisoner has proven useful over the years, and kept far from any major decision-making. But I do think it's worth re-emphasizing. No one else can know about this. All right? The Major doesn't have clearance for this sort of information, and she certainly doesn't need a distraction from her current, very important work. Which is why I need you to keep this to yourself. Good. Because bringing this up to the outside world would create the unfair appearance, Captain, that you're unhinged. And that's not a good look for any of us. Now, was there something in particular you needed to discuss about what we were just discussing? Dr. Reginald Orlaise? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Orlaise is completely out of the question, but bringing him to justice... He's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC. What's being offered in return? Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting? Trusting the man downstairs would be a mistake, but I don't think you need to be too concerned. This is far from the first name he's handed over, and all previous missions went off largely without a hitch. So while I'd certainly warrant caution, I think you can proceed. The Den? It's a star station, orbiting Wolf, the second star station actually to bear that title. The first one was blown to smithereens by House Varun during the Serpent's Crusade. The place has always acted as a remote strategic hub, primarily for repairing and refueling UC military vessels. But because of its distance from the rest of the UC, things there have always been a little more lax. Patrols included. I can think of worse places in the galaxy for a criminal to hide out. Then I'll bid you good day, Captain, and remind you of the importance of discretion.
Beleza, né? Então a gente vai partir ali para o sistema RUF. É um sistema que eu já explorei aqui no canal completamente, então pra mim é bem mais de boa andar por lá, certo? Precisamos ir lá na alcova também, que é uma ótima localização para vender itens de contrabando, né? Porque aqui a gente não tem um sistema ali de scanner. Isso aqui é muito bom. Chegando na localização, vamos lá continuar a missão.
Well, this station's seen better days. I wonder if the UC will ever fully restore it to its former glory.
Look who's back. You got something quick? Kinda busy at the moment. Orlaise. Doesn't ring a bell. Anything you can tell me about him? Seriously? Out here? Surprised they didn't send out a general notice he's in town. Though, I guess there's less a chance he bolts if they keep it hush. But I expect we would have heard something... Wait... The Warlock! There's been rumor of a ship out there for years now. Doesn't respond to hails, never docks. More than a few amateur investigators have tried to find it. And at least 2 never came back. Aetherius debris fields are plenty dangerous if you're not used to flying in them. But if you're suggesting it might not have been the fields that got them, well, I can give you the coordinates of the Warlock's last sighting. Can't think of a better spot your Orlays might be hiding. Things you should know? The den's not really that kind of place. This is a quiet assignment. Keep an eye out for pirates, make sure smuggling's kept to a minimum, occasional rescue job out in the debris fields. Otherwise, it's mostly long haulers and staying ready for the day the Collective wants another round, or House Varun comes back in force. I mean, I honestly thought it was just a story board haulers told to amuse each other. But if the pilot of the Warlock really has been dusting our people, well, hopefully you're about to make our skies a whole lot safer. Well, the original Den Star Station was destroyed decades ago during the Serpent's Crusade by marauding House Varun zealots. Big part of the remains from those battles ended up gathering around Etheria, forming a nasty debris field. Every now and then, some headstrong scrapper comes limping back because they hit an 80-year-old mine. Or sometimes they don't come back at all. Though, maybe it's not just the field that's been picking them off. Sure thing. Here, this should get you pointed in the right direction. Go get your man.
Beleza, pessoal, então agora a gente precisa ir ali ao encontro da Warlock, que é o nosso objetivo da missão, certo? Chegando lá, a gente meio que tem essa mensagem aí pra tentar capturar o cara, tá? Mas, mano, se você explodir a nave dele, o cara vai morrer diretão. Agora, se você conseguir explodir o motor da nave e entrar lá, você vai ter a opção de tentar, pelo menos, prender o cara. Mas o cara não vai querer ser preso, mano. E você vai entender o motivo disso na hora que eu executar esse objetivo aqui, tá? E bora lá.
Endless boy, who is this you've brought me? More scrap for the field. Savor your last moments. Watch all systems. Shoot them down.
Então a gente precisa utilizar ali a trava, certo? E acertar os motor, né? E vamos. Vamos, motor, carai.
No, I will not die in a cage.
How can I be of service, Captain?
You will not take me. I lost everything because of the UC. They will get no more.
Pilot emergency detected. Hatch override engaged. Error. File deletion cannot be completed. Ending process.
Então, basicamente, essa seria as duas opções ali pra gente ter. Explodir a nave, método mais rápido ali que se exploda. E a outra, né, mano, é você utilizar o sistema de trava lá, invadir a nave do cara e tentar prender ele. Mas mesmo assim o cara não vai querer ser preso e vai se matar, tá? A parte boa é que pelo menos a gente tem um jaleco do cara aqui, né, mano? Tem o nome dele, então creio eu que seja um jaleco único ali que, mano, se não pegar aqui, possivelmente não vai ter outro igual, né? Todos os registros ali também vão ser excluídos. A nave a gente não consegue pilotar ela, tá? Porque ela não tá mais operante. Então, tipo, mano, nada aqui é pra sobrar nessa missão. Temos ali também alguns itens de contrabando aqui dentro, então é interessante você dar uma olhadinha. e uma verificada em tudo, porque querendo ou não você já tá aqui no sistema RUF, então qualquer coisa é só voltar lá pra alcova, certo? Ir na autoridade comercial, vender, já faz uma grana extra e já continua com o objetivo da missão, porque a gente só precisa agora voltar lá pra Nova Atlântida no cara, tá? Não tem mais nada pra gente fazer praticamente. Por esse motivo eu vou dar uma olhadinha com calma e também na hora que eu sair da nave aqui, eu vou terminar lá de explodir ela, porque a gente querendo ou não vai receber XP e é uma coisinha extra aí a mais também, né? Já vai ficar aqui sem ter como levar embora e sem utilidade também, então não tem por que deixar inteiro aí, né? Nós já vai pegar tudo que é mais de importante mesmo, já explode logo e acabou. Tá, aqui é a parte de ir embora. Aí a gente tem ali o andar de baixo. Vamos dar uma olhadinha também.
That lock didn't last very long.
Beleza, né? Então a gente meio que deu mais ou menos um pente fino ali, vamos dizer assim, né? Tem um capacete ali, mas... Ah, eu vou abrir o bagulho ali já, vai, vamos. Só pra ver o que que é. Só pra ter certeza mesmo, não deve ser nada de importante não. É, no momento, né? Nós não precisa. Beleza, vou voltar pra minha nave então. Receber a XP de explodir essa nave aqui também, né? Porque não vai ter como operar. E a gente vai voltar lá na Nova Atlântida pra encerrar a missão, tá? Só explodir ela ali. E é isso aí. Então, bora lá.
Welcome back, Captain. Do you have some news for me regarding Dr. Olays? I'm not surprised. The man fled every consequence he ever faced. Of course, you don't expect me to just take you at your word, do you? I'd say it'd be a waste of your and Hadrian's time to have to track down the research team on your own. Surely you found something. Excellent. Please, deposit it in the transfer system.
Transfer accepted.
Would you look at that? Kept it all these years. Some simply couldn't let go of that old world. This is fine work, Captain. I can ensure the remaining team members find their way to the Red Devil's headquarters. Except for one. That one you'll need to collect yourself. His name is Kaiser. You can find him on the Freestar world of Nira, wandering the battlefield there. The area was ground zero for xeno-weapon deployments during the war, so I would arm yourself appropriately. And I think you'll want to check in with Hadrian and Dr. Walker before paying it a visit. Kaiser will likely have security protocols you'll need their help to overcome. I dedicated my life to the United Colonies. Every effort of my being to their protection. I even gave them my heirs. Even if my circumstances have changed, my purpose has not. military Model A. Yes. Specifically customized for the needs of the Xeno warfare team during the Colony War. A powerful resource, if you can recover him. Of course. We're protecting the galaxy, Captain. We'll need every tool at our disposal.
Beleza, pessoal. Então, completamos mais uma missão aqui relacionada ao C. Recebemos ali uma conquista também. Então, por completar ela ali, quem querer a platina do game tem que fazer aqui as missões da UC, certo? E agora a gente já inicia a próxima missão, que meio que o cara já contou um pouco do outro objetivo. E vamos lá, né? Conversar com a mina em Marte.
Captain, welcome back. I was afraid you might have gotten reassigned. You've been gone so long. So how's it feel to be a citizen? It should. You risked life and limb to earn it.
Though I have had my own personal struggles with the United Colonies, I'm happy for you. I really am. Congratulations.
But it is real good to have you here again. We've been going through the Terramorph data and, well, we're gonna need all the help we can get. These logs, they're even more thorough than I remembered. Genetic workups, population statistics, hell, even their food chain. I'd completely forgotten, for example, that there was a creature that actually ate Terramorphs. At this point, the data's given us more options to explore than we have people to work on them. Well, 8. They went extinct a few decades back. A big lumbering thing called an Aceles. Something I'd love to learn more about, if we had the people to look into it. That'd be something, wouldn't... I'm sorry, are you? You're serious? You found our research team? That's incredible. That accelerates everything. With them back, it'll let us... Wait. Kaiser. Did you find Kaiser? Well, Kaiser's one of a kind. Special built for the sort of work we did. Dealing with unfriendly beasts in hostile environments. No other robot in the galaxy like him. So did you really manage to track him down? That's right. You would need that. Whoever gave you these leads sure knew their stuff. Oh, how? How exactly did you manage to find them? You can't be... Oh, you are serious. Okay. No more questions. But still, getting Kaiser back, that gives us more than a few new paths forward on dealing with the Terramorphs. But if he's been out there on his own all this time, you're gonna need something. Come on. We've already made a lot of progress getting this place back online. Some of the containment chambers were a bit on the unpleasant side, but the facility staff made short work of that. I know it's here somewhere. Uh-huh. Here, Kaiser schematics. Actuators, weapons, batteries. That old robot's been MIA for a while, so chances are he's gonna need some repairs. He's also got a lock on his voice controls. You can give yourself authorization with the phrase, Nos belli machinis. Now, where exactly is the old machine? Oh, it's really not that daunting. So long as he's on a planet with some modicum of civilization, you should be able to cobble together most of what he might need. He is on a planet like that. Right? A battlefield. On Nira? Ugh, sheesh. No wonder no one's found him. That sector of Nira was destination #1 for xenoweapons during the war. Add to that general environmental devastation and the kind of lawlessness that comes with any Freestar world, and that planet's got more than enough ways to make a visit your last. But I think there's a place where you can start your search. Yep. One-of-a-kind salvage. Licensed to an Angelo Alonso. Goes by Gel. As good a place to start as any. The Colony War saw a lot of hard fighting, but Nira got it the worst. Everything the Freestar Collective and UC could muster, ground troops, xenoweapons, mechs, was hurled into the fray. Both sides hoped something would decisively turn the tide, but it never did. When the war finally ended, swaths of that world were so devastated they were effectively abandoned. So what Kaiser's doing there of all places, I can only guess at. Kaiser lets us do fieldwork with a level of precision that there's really no other way to accomplish. More than a few of the options we're looking into. Detectors to uncover the Terramorph transmission method, or crafting a targeted biological agent. They require highly specific materials to test against. And asking a group of Marines to accompany us for that kind of work, well, it usually ended up with ruined samples and wounded teammates. Come on, that's not funny. Nope, not even an iota. Now let's talk about something else, okay? And I'll make sure we're ready to put them to use as soon as you've got them. Something else you needed? All right, take care of yourself out there.
Beleza, então a gente vai pro planeta Nira, que praticamente eu também já fiz a inspeção dele aqui todinha no canal. Então eu vou ir direto, sem perder muito tempo, já pra continuar a história ali da missão.
Suit pressure normal?
This is the result of humankind laying waste to a planet in the name of war. The ecosystem here has been totally destroyed.
Hey! New model on the floor. Welcome to the one-of-a-kind. Refuge and rest home for the hardest scrappers anywhere. Name's Jill. Proprietor. Turn mechs into money mostly. Plus selling equipment, information, and supplies to any short-term scrappers that want to take a shot at striking it rich out in the fields. Not here to make your fortune out in the fields, then, huh? Suit yourself. But there's no bot named Kaiser around. Oh, unless you mean Captain Ahab? At least, that's what we've all been calling him. No clue what his actual designation is, since he's got some sort of security protocol that prevents inquiries and general chit-chat. But he's a combat bot, right? Yeah. That machine's been out there a while now, hunting this one siren. His white whale. But it's been a while since anyone's laid eyes on Captain Ahab, though. Maybe he finally got the thing. Or it got him. Moby Dick? Old Earth story about one Captain Ahab chasing some big fish that's bound to get him killed? No? We all thought the name was a good fit since our bot friend was so damn busy chasing that siren of his. Quality slate, too. Think I got a copy for sale if you want to give it a look. Nasty kind of alien left behind after the Colony War. Pretty much blind. Original ones brought to Nira were all xenoweapons, but those critters have long since passed. but they left behind more than enough untrained babies to keep the fields plenty interesting. That's where I recognize that insignia. Red Devils. Yeah, Ahab's definitely your bot. So, sounds like you've got two options. You can wander around out there, hunting your bot, little old white whale of your very own. Maybe you find him, maybe you get yourself killed. But knowing this rock is part of what we do here, so if you want to find him a whole lot faster, I'll sell you what I know about this. Kaiser's location. Going rate's a little steep, but I'm willing to negotiate. I mean, great for him, but that won't keep acetylene in our tanks. And honestly, would you be able to tell if a Terramorph was attacking outside? Sorry.
You didn't get this far being that naive. This facility isn't self-sustaining, and you know it. If Terramorph attacks start wrecking cities across the galaxy, no one's coming to help the salvage yard at the tail end of nowhere. We're all in this. Together.
I guess I see your point. Look, I have to make something on this. But I'll lower the price, okay? Pleasure doing business with you. So, last anyone heard of him, he was out near the Syracuse, shipwreck about a quarter-click down the main strip. One of my roughnecks said he heard some kind of beacon. Just keep your ears open. You should find your machine. Eyes open, too. Sirens and Ecliptic out there, and neither takes prisoners. Oh, and corpse retrieval is not included in this transaction, so now you know. Give Ahab a Kaiser our best.
Beleza, né? Então, já temos a pista aí da onde que ele tá.
I'm pleased to see scrappers disassembling these mechs. Damn war machines are better off being erased from history.
E agora, a gente só precisa, né, pular lá na localização. Praticamente, como eu já fiz a exploração aqui dessa área, tá? Eu não preciso ficar perdendo tanto tempo assim não, viu?
Brings back painful memories.
Porque eu já olhei tudo então, mano. Vambora, ó, o barulho do sinalizador a gente já tá escutando. Ele tá dentro da nave. Como que eu entro lá agora? Rapaz, deve ter umas entradas, tipo, muito absurda. E eu tenho certeza que eu passei na frente delas, quer ver? Mano, eu vou dar tanta risada depois, velho. Que não é possível, uma desse tamanho não tem umas entradas, tá ligado? Tipo, mano. Opa, encontramos uma. Beleza, tudo certo até o momento. Caramba, o robozão, mano.
Unlocked. Attempting to resume. Attempting to. Error. Power. Level. Insufficient. Battery required. Type. Microcell. Inquire at. Salvage yard.
Beleza, né? Então a gente vai precisar ali encontrar uma microcélula, né? É uma bateria basicamente, porque querendo ou não, a dele ali, ele tá sem agora. E a gente vai voltar lá pro ferro velho pra conversar com o cara de novo.
What can I do for you? Ah, so that's where your machine's been. Ran out of juice. Heat leeches, wasn't it? Those little stowaways are everywhere on this rock. Suck the power out of a pen light if you let them. But a microcell, that's military-grade tech. I think we might have one, but I can promise you, it's not going to be cheap. You could probably Frankenstein one together using our fabrication system here, but only if you had some quality schematics. So, I just brace for a little sticker shock. Wouldn't have lasted real long here, doing what we do without a top-notch fabrication system. So long as you've got the specs, it should be able to handle making you a microcell. But finding materials up to the task, you're likely going to be sifting through quite a few mech hulks out there to find what you need. Though, if you think you can actually manage something like that, I'm willing to make you a deal. I'll point you towards the juiciest harvest sites. Spots where you should be able to find quality parts. But in return, any excess materials you collect, you sell to me, all right? Save us from risking our necks on another run out there. What do you say? I can't give you a guarantee, but a couple of mech types use microcells to power non-critical systems, running lights, radar, that sort of stuff. All the intact microcells will be long gone, too valuable. But the parts to make one, much better chance those are still lying around. So what do you say? Sell me what you don't need, and I'll tell you where to look? Then let me just mark those collection points. Watch yourself out there.
Aí a gente tem a opção de comprar ou de criar, tá? Na criação, a gente perde tempo e praticamente economiza uma grana, porque depois, na hora que eu voltar aqui, eu vou mostrar o valor do bagulho. Pra mim não vai fazer diferença, mas é carinho, velho. Rapaz. Beleza, então nessa parte aqui é uma coisa ali bem tranquila de fazer. É você só ir nos pontos ali marcados no mapa e praticamente, né, pegar o item. Rapaz, o personagem deslizando sozinho ali, que beleza, hein? Mas tá bom, aqui é uma área meio chata de você andar, porque vai ter uns inimigos aí até que relativamente fortes, tá? E é muito destroço, muita coisinha ali pro teu personagem enganchar também. Mas de resto não tem segredo não. Você só vai ir indo ali nas localizações que estão marcadas no mapa, recolhendo os itens ali, certo? E pegando os principais ali de objetivo da missão. Só mostrando pra vocês aí também, ó, o valor da microcélula na venda, tá, do cara lá é 12.320. Então assim, pra mim não faz tanta diferença, mas é carinho. E se você quiser economizar uma graninha, mano, não é tão difícil assim não. É só você ir rapidão lá no objetivo e já era. Aí aqui na forja, a gente acabou de criar, só voltar lá no robozão e agora levar pra ele, né, restaurar a sua energia pra gente continuar ali com a história do game, né? E vamos ver, né?
Battery accepted. Operational power levels restored.
Damage detected. Impact shielding. Visual systems. Damage within acceptable limits. Thank you for your aid. I must resume my mission. Please step aside. Heat leeches. Energy siphoning pests. Nested as I reset from my last altercation. Good to have them gone at long last. Weapon disarmament. High risk. So I will ask you to stand aside. Major Sanon will have to wait. I cannot leave my mission. Although previous attempts to disarm the weapon have been unsuccessful. Additional support may allow me to complete my active mission more quickly, allowing me to leave this place. Excellent. We must disarm Unit XW-99. Designation Siren. Nearest final xenoweapon. Are you ready to proceed to the mission site? During the Colony War, handling of Unit 99 and its peers were among my personal duties. Deploy Unit 99. Defend Unit 99 against hostile forces. But above all, ensure Unit 99 was never used against non-combatants. When I was separated from the Xeno-warfare team with the Armistice, Unit 99 and its broodmates remained here, causing many non-combatant deaths. So I am here to correct my mistake. I have nearly succeeded in disarming their brood. Only Unit 99 remains. Correct. Unit 99 is a siren, a deadly biological specimen deployed to Nira during the Colony War, engineered for combat efficiency. Execution of said specimens is the standard method of xenoweapon disarmament. Species designation, Secusa lantanus. Top speed, 78 kilometers per hour. Confirmed kills, 107. Technically, yes. All xenoweapons have a control interface, which allows them to be given orders. If Unit 99 were to be subdued, I could wipe its interface. This would prevent Unit 99 from ever being used as a weapon again. That would be technically sufficient for the parameters of my mission. However, it is my personal assessment that Nero would be better off with Unit 99 terminated. I suggest you meet our foe before rendering a judgment. Let us move.
Beleza, primeiramente a gente precisa fazer a missão dele, né, pra ele ficar liberado ali. Vamos seguir ele até o objetivo dessa missão.
Mind your step. As you have no doubt witnessed, this region can be hazardous to organics. Systems suggest hostiles in area.
Ecliptic must be getting desperate if they've resorted to searching piles of scrap for mech parts.
I am detecting Unit 99, but there is a complication. Unit 99 is on the other side of that ridge, but it appears to be under the control of hostile forces. Sensors suggest Ecliptic. A mercenary company like Ecliptic would only want Unit 99 to utilize it as a weapon. This means Unit 99 must be disarmed immediately. Standard procedure would be a frontal assault on the outpost. No quarter given. Do you concur? If these mercenaries were able to decipher a method to access Unit 99's control interface, it would allow them to deploy the weapon. This must be prevented at all costs.
I'll follow your lead, but I have a feeling it's a waste of time. One way or another, Ecliptic is certain to interfere with our plans.
Elimination is the sounder course of action, but based on my scans, what you are describing is feasible. Ecliptic appear to have already subdued Unit 99, though they could release it at any time. If you were to eliminate Ecliptic forces, or could manage to seal Unit 99's restraints without being detected, I could move in and disarm the creature's control interface. Such an approach would require no small bit of guile or stealth, neither of which are within my operational capacity. You would have to do it alone. Very well. I will wait for your return.
Beleza, né? Então a gente tem dois opcionais ali. São um pouquinho complicado da gente fazer isso, mano, no modo muito difícil, né? Mas eu vou ver a melhor abordagem aqui agora. Beleza, né? Então, como eu tô também jogando ali no modo muito difícil, cara, eu dei uma capengada aqui pra tentar fazer isso daqui, tá? Porque eu não tenho uma arma ali que vai dar hit kill nos inimigos, tá ligado? E essas coisas. Então eu tive que pegar e montar uma abordagem diferente aqui. No caso, eu deixei a Sarah ali na parte de trás, né? Porque ela não é muito stealth, igual a Andreja, certo? Então, né, eu resolvi deixar ela lá porque eu ainda tô evoluindo ali o romance com ela e gravando essas partes também. Aí eu vim aqui por trás, então, da área aonde está ali, né, o nosso objetivo. Cheio de inimigo aí também, claramente tentando ao máximo ali não chamar tanta atenção assim. Puta merda, hein, velho. O bagulho na beiradinha ali só caiu, mano. O cara, em vez de puxar a beirada aí pra frente, ele deixa na beirada ainda. Olha, quase que eu alertei todo mundo. Se eu der um tiro aqui, mano, possivelmente eu não vou matar o cara ainda. Então, tipo, mano, preciso de mais perk pra isso, tá? Minhas perks estão pra outra coisa. Aí, a gente tem a opção, né, de cair direto aqui já. Eu arrisquei ali, ó, a passar pelos caras. Ainda bem que deu certo e a gente conseguiu ter acesso ao computador. Que a gente, querendo ou não, tem dois objetivos aqui opcionais. Um deles é basicamente matar todo mundo ali sem alertar, certo? Ou trancar a jaula. Dessa forma a gente não vai precisar enfrentar o espécime ali. E praticamente a gente vai lá e mata todo mundo na moral, sem precisar ficar em stealth também. É uma das opções mais viáveis aí, vamos dizer assim, tá? Claro que pra isso também precisa você ter a perk de stealth lá, né? Tem esse detalhe aí, então, querendo ou não, furtividade é muito importante aqui, certo? E aí a gente tem as duas opções ali de soltar ou fechar a gaiola. Eu resolvi fechar, porque eu não tô com vontade de matar o inimigo ali, porque a gente já enfrentou vários igual aquele, pelo menos em Nira, na hora da exploração lá, tá? E mesmo que você estiver fazendo essas missões aqui, possivelmente vai encontrar eles e vai acabar batendo de frente ali também e tendo que entrar em combate. Então assim, Eu não vi muita necessidade, tá? Mas pra quem quiser ali eliminar o inimigo, bom proveito, mano. Eu só não vou gravar essa outra opção porque é a mesma coisa de você enfrentar um inimigo normal lá. Então pra mim pouco importa, velho. Eu não vi tanta diferença assim não em deixar ali no vídeo, tá? E agora, filho, é bala, né? Bala pra todo lado. Eu deixei a Sarah lá fora e infelizmente eu vou ter que ir na base da porrada aqui mesmo. O cara passou correndo ali. Ou o outro lá. Ah não, esse daí é a unidade. Beleza, vai. Pode ver que ela tá ali, né? Dá pra matar ela aí dentro também, né? Se você quiser ir atirando ali, bom proveito. É um método aí de você eliminar também sem ter tantas dificuldades. Nossa, essa deu no coco ali, foi a vida, hein? Mas é isso aí. Cartão ali da gaiola, ó. Então, né, pra ter acesso aí, quem quiser. Cara, eu não eliminei assim porque, querendo ou não, era, vamos dizer, né, era usado como um objeto de guerra, certo? E, mano, eu não quis eliminar mesmo, tá? Falei, ah, mano, os caras tá usando pro mal, mas também não é mal do bagulho tá ali, cê entendeu? O mal foi os caras ter pegado e controlado o bagulho e depois largado aí que se explode. Então, filhão, não tem essa. Vamos voltar no robozão lá agora.
You have returned. Were you successful? Very well. Let us proceed to our quarry. Greetings, Unit 99. The specimen's control interface is intact. I can proceed. Initiating wipe. Wipe successful. Unit 99. Your service is now complete. Mine, however, continues. Our work here is finished. Now, what is this mission you spoke of? Major Sanan is involved? I will rig the gate on a timer. It will release once we are a safe distance from the site. A plague of terramorph attacks. That is disconcerting. You are docked at one of a kind. I will meet you there.
Beleza, né? E agora a gente só precisa voltar lá, então, nos Diabos Vermelhos pra encerrar com essa missão aqui. Da hora, hein?
I can't believe it.
Major Sanan, Dr. Walker.
You're in better shape than I expected, Kaiser. Shouldn't take us long to get you back up to full fighting capacity.
This is good to hear. I was told there was a new threat on the horizon. I wish to learn more.
Percival will give you the full story.
Plus, get you dressed for the occasion.
Occasion? Where are we going?
Londinian.
Londinian, Doctor. I will require additional armaments.
That's the plan. Come on.
Captain, you're with me. Time to walk you through what we came up with. So the problem we're up against is vast. Terramorphs, they can be anywhere. Meaning us finding and disposing of them ourselves isn't an option. But what if we could let something else do the work for us? Come on, I'll walk you through what we're thinking.